Hello everyone, welcome to Reasoning Wizard, and my name is Shilpa. And today we are going to solve 11 plus maths free worksheet. So let's just begin. So I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So as you can clearly see, we have 5 questions in total, and today we are going to solve them, right? So let's start with the very first question, which is here, right? So you have two rectangles here, which is A, B, C, D, which I'm gonna highlight here. A, B, C, D, right? I mean, this is the complete rectangle. Then you have PQRS. So PQRS, which means another one. Now you need to find out the area of the shaded region, the one that you can see in the gray portion, right? So now what do we need to do here? Like I mentioned in yesterday's video as well, if you have watched it. So in that also I have told you about the question where you have to like find out first the full area and then just remove the other part out of it so that we can get the shaded portion area, right? So same we are going to do here. So first I'm going to calculate the area of rectangle ABCD. So let me just do it over here. So area of rectangle ABCD equals, as we know, it's length times breadth. So now everyone can see that the length is 8 centimeters and the breadth is 3 centimeters, right? Which is here. Now, all you have to do is multiply. So, 8 times 3 is 24. So, your answer will be 24 centimeters, right? Now, we have to find out only this portion area, this region area. So that when we can subtract it from the full area of the rectangle, we will get the required amount of area, correct? So now to calculate this, as you know, we all just know the side of this full rectangle, not this part, right? But there is one question that is, I mean, there is one more thing that is given in the question, which is 1 centimeter, right? So you can clearly observe if this whole side is 3, and if you will remove 1 out of it, you will be left with what? 2, right? And this is 2, so this is also going to be the 2. So now you can see when all sides become 2, it means it's nothing but square, right? And everyone knows that the area of square is what? Side times side. And the side here that we have got is 2 centimeters. So we are going to do 2 times 2, which is 4, right? So it's going to be 4 square centimeters. Now to calculate the area of the shaded region, we are just going to subtract both the areas. So we are going to do area of the shaded region will be equal to area of rectangle minus area of square. Okay. So now what is area of rectangle? It's 24 and area of square is 4. And when you will minus, you will get 20 square centimeters. And now you can clearly see we have got the answer, right? So simple, isn't it? Yeah. So now let's go to the second question. But before going ahead, I just want to inform you one more thing that here we are going to cover the complete syllabus, have weekly tests based on the topic completed. Yeah. So if you want one-on-one class with me, just please WhatsApp on the number given here that you can clearly see, right? That you can clearly see on the pamphlet. So I hope that part is clear. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay. So let me just erase the first answer so that we can move on to the second question. Now, here, Jessica is running a bath. She mixes hot water with cold water to make sure the temperature is just right. And she uses 5 times more hot water than cold water. Jessica's bath holds 19 liters of water in total. So, how much hot water does she use? Now, very simple. Let me make you understand this. So, as they give us the relationship, right? That 5 times more hot water than cold water she used, right? So, what are we going to do is we are going to let over here, which means I'm going to assume here that the quantity of the cold water is X. Okay, so quantity of cold water we are going to take as variable X. Okay, X liters. Yeah. So now over here, the what will be the quantity of hot water then according to the question? So quantity of hot water will be equal to 5 times than cold water, right? I mean, she used like 5 times more hot water than cold. So what are we gonna do? We are just gonna do 5 times x, which is nothing, 5x liters, right? And they already gave you the total amount of the water, total quantity of the water, which is 90 liters, correct? So what are we gonna do? We are gonna add both the cold water and the hot water quantity, and we are gonna put it equal to 90, right? So let me just remove the L from here. We will add it in last. Yeah. So I'm adding here 90, right? Now 5x plus x both are like terms. So you can basically add. So 5x plus x is nothing but 6x equals 90. Now all you have to divide x is equals to 90 by 6. All you have to divide 90 and 6, right? So when you will divide, what you will get, so let me just do it over here. So x will be equal to 50. Okay. Our work is not completed yet. After this, you have to find out the quantity of the hot water, right? I mean, that is what they asked us in the question. So now you already have the hot water quantity, which is 5x, right? So now at the place of x, you need to substitute the value which you have just got after solving, which is 15. And when I do 5 times 15, so you can calculate the 15 table and you will get 75 liters. So that's your answer. So first option is correct. Now, let's move on to the next question. So here we go. Now, the third question says, Janice the wit is waking her pets. Her rabbit and her cat together weigh 20 kg. Her cat and her dog together weigh 34 kg. Her dog and her rabbit together weigh 30 kg. So, how much do all three of her pets weight when weighed together? Right? So, now let's write the relationship, whatever they mention. Correct? So let's take the variable for each and every animal as their first letter. Yeah. So for rabbit, I'm gonna use R. So I'm gonna write the relationships here. So R plus C, which means rabbit plus cat total weight we have got equals to 20 kg, right? Similarly, cat and dog, which means C plus D, I'm gonna write as 34. And dog and rabbit, which is D plus R, equal 30. Now we basically need to find out what is the sum of R plus C plus D, like their weight total we need to find out. Okay. So to calculate this, we need the values of each and every pet, right? We need the value for each and every pet's weight, right? So that what we are gonna calculate. So what are we gonna do over here is I'm going to find out the R's value from here. To do that, I will shift C on the other side. So which means I will get my answer as 20. Sorry, we are going to find out the value of C here. Okay. And I'm going to shift R on the other side. When I'll do so, I'll get my answer as 20 minus R. Why minus? Because as you see, it's a positive term here. So when we are going to shift it on the equal side, we will get the answer as negative. Correct? The number as negative or the variable as negative. Now, I'm not going to use this C plus D. I'm going to leave it as it is. Why? Because we are going to find C value and the D value in the terms of R so that we can solve it together, right? Because they will become the like term. How? You will be able to see in the next step. So from here, I will calculate the D value, which will be equal to 30 minus R. Now you can clearly see I have C value and the D value. Now both these value I'm going to put here in the second equation. Here. I'm going to substitute this. So now what will happen at the place of C, I will write 20 minus R. Add. At the place of D, I'm going to write 30 minus R equals 34. Now you can see that it's basically the like term equation. So we can solve it. Now 20 plus 30, it's 50. Minus R makes minus 2R equals 34. Now all you have to do is, you can take this, sorry, so what we have to do is minus 2R, we'll keep it as it is. We will shift the 50 on other side. And again, it's positive term. So on the other side, it will be negative, right? Now we have to do minus 2R equals. Now all you have to calculate is, you can clearly see in the question, we have to calculate 50 minus 34, correct? So when you do so, you will get the answer as negative 16. Now, when we have the negative sign on both sides and they are like single terms, you can basically cancel. So I can cancel the minus. So you will be left with 2r equals 16. And from here, you can calculate the r value, which is 16 divided by 2, nothing, is 8, right? So you have already got the weight of rabbit, which is 8 kg. Now we are going to use the rabbit's weight to find out the cat's weight as well as the dog's weight, right? By substituting the rabbit's weight value in the equation. So when we do so, as you can see, we have got the C as 20 minus R, which means all I have to do is 20 minus 8. And you all know that 20 minus 8 is nothing but 12. So we have got 12 kg as the cat's weight. Similarly, I can find out the dog's weight, right, which is 30 minus R. So I'm going to do 30 minus 8, which is nothing but 22 kg. And now we have to calculate C plus D plus R, correct? So when I do C plus D plus R, so it means you basically have to do 12 plus the dog's weight is 22 and the rabbit's weight is 8, right? So now when you will add all of them, what you will get? You will get the answer as 42 kg. So I hope this question is also clear to everybody. And this is our answer. Pretty simple, right? Now let's move on to the next question. Erase. Okay. Maths village, there are 500 residents. Okay. And 42% of the residents are children. The rest are adults. So, how many adults are there in maths village? Well, very simple, right? They already gave you that there are the total like residents in the town are like basically 500, right? So, what are we going to do? We need to calculate the 42% of the 500 because that's the number of children, right? So, I'm going to write here that the number of children will be equal to 42% of the total. And what is the total here? 500. So we are going to calculate that. So 42 by 100 of means times then 500. And then you have to do nothing but just you can cancel 0 with 0. So here I'm going to cancel 0 with 0. Here, here, and here. And now all you have to do is 42 times 5, which is nothing but 210. So number of children we have 210. Now all you have to do is like the total resident you already know, and they told you that the rest of the remaining residents are adult. So how will you calculate the rest of them? When you will subtract the number of children from the total number of residents, right? And when you do so, it means you need to find out number of adults. And to do so, you have to do total, minus the number of children from the total. And when you will do, you will get 290. So this B option is the correct option. Very, very easy, right? Okay. Now let's move ahead with our last question of today's class. Okay. So here we go. Now you can see there is a triangle basically, and we have to calculate the angles here, angle P, angle Q, and angle S, right? So what are we going to do here is, I will tell you. So over here, you can clearly see that first, let's focus on this part, right? So when we are, when you look at this part, you can clearly see that this 15 and P is basically like on the straight line, right? The two angles are basically on the straight line, correct? So it means everyone knows that when two angles are there on the straight line, they are making the straight angle, or I can say a linear pair, right? It means their sum will be equal to 180 degree. So what I'm going to do is, it means the 15 degree plus angle P is equal to 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree. Now all you have to do, like how will you calculate the measurement of the angle P? Nothing, 180 minus 58. And when you will do that, you will get the answer as 122. Simple, right? So we have already calculated the first angle, which is 122 degrees. Correct? Okay. They already gave you the sign in the picture. Now, maybe some students don't notice these things, but actually, it tells you very important information about the triangle. The triangle has these two sides equal. That is why they gave you this symbol. Two sides equal means their opposite angles are equal, which means the angle in front of this side, which is Q, and the angle in front of this side, which is R, are basically equal, which means angle Q is equal to angle R. So instead of now, see, we that you can use the angle sum property here, P plus R plus 58, and then you can put it equal to 180. Or there is exterior angle property also, that the sum of opposite angles, okay, like the exterior angle is this, right? angle which is just besides the exterior angle. And the other two angles, whatever you have, you just need to add them. That will be equal to the exterior angle. That is the exterior angle property. So I can say that the Q plus R will be equal to angle P. Now, as I know, and we know that Q and R are equal. So either you can just write R also as Q, or you can write Q also as R. And P measurement is already given to you, which is 120. Correct. Now, Q plus Q is 2Q, which is 122 degrees again. And Q will be equal to 122 divided by 2, which is nothing but 61. Correct. 61. So it's R. So it means we have got the value as 61 degrees. Correct. Let's talk about the last angle, which is S. Now, when you know that Q and R both are 61 degrees, it means R is also 61 degrees, right? Correct. Now, again, observe that this R and S are making straight angle together, right? Which means R plus S is equals to 180 degrees. Correct? In R place, you will put what? 61 as it is 180, then S will be equal to 180 minus 61. So your S value will be 119 degrees, which means this option is the correct one. So I hope this question is clear to everybody. The concept that we use here is nothing but the exterior angle property as well as the isosceles triangle property when the two sides are equal, so their opposite angles are also equal. And again, we have used two times here the straight angle property. Basically, when two angles are there on the straight line, and so they are making the straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So these three concepts, by using these three concepts, we can easily solve this question. Yeah. So that's it from my side for today's class. And I think everyone understood this part very clearly. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video.